All right, all right, all right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just burning some incense. Uh, since I've been coming to you with a little bit of my own physical pain, it's been nice to just have some incense and just a little something in the air, bring some beauty to my nose senses. Uh, we can sense beauty with so many of our senses, right? So we can see beauty in flowers, we can smell it off of flowers or off of incense. We can taste beauty, pleasantness. So beauty's kind of everywhere to feed our soul, right? Many conduits to get beauty into our consciousness, right? So enough of that waxing and waning about silliness, right? I'm Trey. I'm Broken Path Shaman, here to meditate with you, share space with you, and watch the divine awaken in you. So we do this together. I'm not doing any guided meditation. This is really just sharing space for about 20 or 30 minutes together, right? So I never know what time of day I'm gonna do these. I just, with this whole COVID being on furlough, I kind of do it anytime, but I'm sure it'll get more regular when the COVID's over. So thanks for joining. Namaste. Appreciate your presence. And we'll get to this. So I usually start on my knees. That's just my personal preference. I end up doing 3 poses by the time it's all said and done. So start on my knees, get into like a butterfly position after that, and then I end up standing for the last bit. So I was gonna say something before all this started, and I forgot. Must not have been the time. Was it? If it's important, I'll remember, right? So meditation, I don't think there's a defined way to just do meditation, right? Like if I do meditation on one foot at the top of Mount Everest, is that true meditation? Sorry to say it mockingly, but all that, I'm just trying to say that come with intent when you meditate. But if you move or don't move, if you breathe heavy a lot or don't breathe heavy a lot, that's your choice. Like that's your intent when you come to it. So what I am aiming to do is I usually just put effort into my inhale, let my exhale go out relaxed. And I just like to remind people, don't hurt yourselves. Don't do anything that would be painful. Um, this is yoga. You might feel strain or effort, but it shouldn't be pain, right? So I'll start the timer, respect our time, and we'll get this rolling. Oh, if you join us and you have questions, go ahead and put them in chat. At the end, I'll read the questions and we can talk about it or discuss. Hmm. I'm going to meditate with my eyes open as much as I can remember to. I really enjoy having my eyes closed while I meditate. It really helps me extend my awareness. But I was reminded closing your eyes is when you really want to focus on an internal journey. And my intent here is just really build energy, kind of like an earth healing meditation. And so I should be more aware and more present. So, not that anybody noticed, but I was prompted to slow down and focus on that. kind of funny. I count things in breaths now when it comes to meditation. Um, yeah, time is less relevant as a seconds, minutes, hours. Uh, just counting is really what I'm doing. But it was an interesting change that happened at some point that stuck. So foot is asleep. A good reminder to take your time as you transition between poses. Because some things just fall asleep or, need a little wake up before we get to it. So just take an extra moment. There's all kinds of good ankle stretches if you find yourself needing that. So I like to show you, I sit with my soles of my feet touching. It's been a bit difficult as I've been dealing with this sciatic pain, but still want to just show you what I'm talking about when I say butterfly. So soles of the feet just kind of touching. Body does not like that. Area does not like it. But as I said yesterday, it's a great time. If your body can't do one pose that you have your mind set to do, just go to where you're comfortable and then make your pose from there, right? So I'm kind of on my arm, got one foot up, one leg down. But the point is, for me to have a good pose, I want to have a good breath, right? I want to have an effortless breath. So to do that, I kind of just feel out the pose a little bit more, see where I can lengthen, like my shoulders, right? See where I might just kind of lengthen so I get a good breath, even though I'm not in the posture that I wanted. And then just kind of focus. Focus on what? I choose my breath. Next would probably be my intent. What brought me to this meditation? What keeps me here at this meditation? Maybe what do I plan to get out of this meditation? So we just kind of center on that. Just doing the best you can, because you know what? Your best is always good enough. So for me, since that sciatic is agitated, I'll just go ahead and sit cross-legged, which usually seems to work better. One thing I avoid doing is taking short breaths. That kind of thing. That means there's something wrong in my body. So when I feel tightening, usually happens with pain or trauma, I just like to exhale what's left and take an intentional deep breath. So at that point of tension, at that point that I stub my toe, I just exhale whatever's left in my body because I'm already tightening, right? Just don't fight it. But then snap back like a rubber band and be intentional on that next inhale. And that's just a quick reset that I do. So I'm feeling pain and I wanted to tighten. But instead, I just... Now I'm being dramatic for TV, YT, YouTube. But that's what I internalize. So we're going to Listen to what it's saying. More difficult than I realized. It's been a tough day. All right. Switch that up. That's just not working. Ooh. All right. Third pose is going to be standing. I like to remind people to really kind of imagine grounding into the earth, feeling towards her roots, but also reaching to the sky and kind of stretching for the clouds. Thank you. All right, well, that is all for today. That was nice. Eye-opening, awakening. I was talking to my wife, or at my wife, I should say, about this, or about shamanic journeys in general. And my views are a little different from the ones that I hear espoused most commonly when it comes to a shamanic journey. I definitely believe that shamanic journeys for myself are more internal. I feel that we can travel the entire story of a hero with just by doing something in our body, right? One way, it's not really your body, but to think about it is like hiking to the top of a mountain. You start at the bottom of the mountain. You're very excited. You got this. You trained. You think you're ready, or at least you know that you want to get to the top, and you have all the passion to get to the top. And so your journey starts there, and then you go up the mountain and get to where it's a little difficult. It's actually becoming work, and you think, I prepared for this. This is exactly what the work is going to look like, and I did a lot of it, so I'm ready. I have endurance. Then you hike up the mountain a little bit more, and you realize, wow, I should have probably trained more because this is more demanding than I expected. Then we all have choices. You choose to go further. You finally make it to the top. Between that gap of what you prepared for, what you thought you were ready for, and what it took to achieve, in that gap is the story of the shaman, right? Not right, but that's how I see it. So I can have a shamanic journey just achieving something that I didn't achieve before, but intentfully achieving it, right? Like preparing, having that passion, setting the goal, realizing that what I did probably wasn't enough, because if it was, I didn't pick the right goal to try and achieve, because you should always stretch yourself, right? You should be in that gap between what you were ready for and what it took to achieve, or what it took to accomplish. So just to say, shamanic journeys for me are not always cinematic. Not to say, I don't know if I've had a cinematic shamanic journey where it's like smoke and psychedelics and everything's coming together and there's some angelic hand reaching out to give me some, as everybody says, these soul shards or whatever. But no, doesn't happen like that. Like very internal, very personal, but very inspiring, you know. It can reforge you. So just wanted to put that out there. I'll touch on it more throughout the year, just as I reveal more stuff to people. But what did you think about it? So thanks for meditating with us today, meditating with me today, meditating with yourself today. Thank you so much for doing that. You being here is the biggest accomplishment we can do together. Meditating, being in the space, being intentful, and all the things that come with that is a great reward, right? So come out, come out with your right foot or best foot forward always. Namaste.